So today we're going to go through a few HUD changes actually, because as we go into a dungeon area, I want to make sure that everything's working right. I'm also trying to look at some quality of life options, like the bigger mouse option, for you guys to see what I'm looking at. We're probably going to change the text size, rearrange some things here. So I decided to turn master volume down and then optimize these individual things. So I am going to put that all in, and I don't have my keybind set up. In a macro to just click on it whenever I want to go to that. Shortcuts, user macros. I think it's down here. Yeah, user macros. So Control Shift M. Master volume low. So it sets it to 15, sets the music to half, sound effects to 90, voice to 100, system sounds to 60, etc., etc. So now when I just drag that, I can have it at the optimal stream or recording level. There will be more macro talk all over the place. They're just so handy to have anywhere. Okay, so let's see. Last time we were just about to go over to the Drowning Wench to learn about Sastasha. We can go there, but Gridania is kind of a nicer ambiance for this. So let me actually take a moment and kind of get the HUD set up. One thing I want to do is kind of just rearrange some stuff so it's better visibility. Like this experience bar, I just want to be able to see, hey, am I in a sanctuary? I'm going to move my main menu up here and make it a lot bigger actually. I don't end up using it a ton, but it just looks nicer and cleaner up here, I think. And then I can put the server info right below it. And that is just for seeing if I'm traveling at the moment, basically. And also being able to tell the time right there. Also handy that you have mail. One thing there, though, that you can do is go into UI settings. I believe it's UI settings. And then in one of these areas, you can find clock times. So you can actually have 3 different clock types: Eorzea time, local time, and server time. One thing also that I noticed is that I hadn't turned these numbers off. So I'm like, wait, why does Shield Lob have 2 charges? So if we go into hotbar settings, we can get rid of display hotbar numbers. And then also while we're at it, just to clean things up, I'm going to hide unassigned slots. Or not, it's up to you. I'm going to just do it. It's going to look a little funky, but it's fine for now. Go right justified. You just do 20 by 1. So instead of going left to right, this one will go right to left. I feel like my party list shows up even if I'm alone. I need to change that setting. Yes, so that setting actually is in, I believe, UI settings and party list. And then display party list, and then hide party list when solo. So that is an option right here. I'm actually going to turn that off because I like to have the party list on at all times for a few reasons. Number one, just HP right there, MP right there, even though I have an MP bar, as well as being able to use mouse overs. I just noticed as well that the progress bar could be a little bit bigger. Okay. But if you think you're still interested, let me know and I'll fill you in on the details. And then we get some Phoenix Downs. That's new, I think. But we can also use Phoenix Downs in dungeons, in combat now, I believe. So that could be handy. Word has it, some suspicious looking boogers have been sneaking in and out of Sastasha Seagrove. And I need a trustworthy sort to head up the north of Aleport and find out where they're... No, I can't do this. In light of the recent developments, however, it would seem wise to search Sastasha again. We gotta show the people. This is a blue quest, so I'm gonna take it. Take this impressive-looking journal right here. Rumors of a dangerous madman about town have at ease, or ill at ease. You're either a brave man or a fool, friend, to be wandering the streets of Limsa today, what with the slasher of Fisherman's Bottom on the loose. You've not heard? There's a madman about. Why, it's said he's brandished his blade so sharp, long and sharp, that they could gut a whale. We will help her become gruntled. What are you waiting for? That's him, the slasher. Apprehend him, toss him in jail. Which, that took me the longest time to understand what jail was, and I played Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, and they use that all the time, and jail. It's just jail. An artiste of my renown should be welcomed with open arms and a 21 cannon salute. Drama queen. Here we see Limsa in all its typical glory. So I've heard it said that it's impressive that people can line up, like they're perfectly in sync, line up their emotes and stuff so perfectly. It's actually really not that. It's just that when you log into a zone, it generates all of the characters and the emotes that they're doing at the same-ish time to human perspective. And so it looks like they're all synced up. My journal. Why, I thought I'd lost it forever. Pardon my rudeness, friend. Perhaps I should have stopped after 19 flagons. Har har! This book contains, how might I say it, a record of my numerous adventures. Why not keep a record of your own, that one day we might regale each other with stories of our deeds? Alright, so I have access to the challenge log. But you'd best pay a visit to the Hall of the Novice before you blunder into Sastasha. That's what I'm saying. Ah, you must be the brave adventurer of whom the Yellow Jacket sent word. I hear you are to brave the depths of the Sastasha Sea Grot. Speak to him, and you can register for exercises tailored to your particular field of expertise. And so yes, we are going to do this for exploration and gear, but also there's a fancy-dancy ring that gives us lots of experience and good stats, so it's important to just do it once and be done. According to my records, you have yet to complete your training. Blah, 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 blah. Tank exercise. You have to be solo. So we're going to close this, leave, and then do beginning. Luckily, it's not so bad, and it's not so long. Unfortunately, these explanations are, you know, a little while. You can see this timer going down. Listen up, novice. For this exercise, you'll be learning avoidance. Now, DPS felt longer than healer? Ah, gotcha. Yeah, you blah blah blah. I don't actually care about what he says because it's not really important, it's just you did it. The best way to establish yourself as a threat? String together some nasty combinations. Not really. Start over. If I'm getting the order wrong more than 4 times with 2-button rotation, we might be in trouble. Sting. Yep. So that setting that I changed was in fact the reason that using my ability was not automatically attacking. So we're just going to show that was auto-target according to priority. Use your Total Eclipse technique to hit all 3 dummies. If you fail to carry out my instructions 5 times, you'll be starting this exercise over. So this one is not about speed, it is about accuracy, because they will split, they will get a little bit farther apart. Actually pretty impressive. Probably we'll activate Fight or Flight, as well as Rampart. And we're going to use Rampart. While we're level 24 and we only get, 6 levels of that experience boost on this class, our other classes are going to start at, level 1 when we unlock them. So that's a big deal. 30 levels of, almost a third extra. But let's pay particular attention to this group because they'll come to play later. So Edda here, she's in bad shape. I'm sorry, Avir. I came as fast as I could. What took you so long, Edda? Edda, you're so slow. You'd lose a foot race to a tree slug. How difficult could it possibly be? Please tell me you're here on Yellow Jacket duty and not some daft sod out for a stroll. Rumor holds that some 50 years past, the Pirate King Mistbeard drove out the Sahagin inhabitants of this cave, whereupon he built docks for vessel repair, quarters for his crew, and a tavern. So following requirements not met. 1 to 4 players. So we cannot join with more than, we can only join with less than. She's watching on the screen next to me, so. And she actually got her healing training in yesterday, so we're gonna be okay. Are we all ready? So there's a swift command you can do /RD to do a ready check. What? It said so on the text commands thing. I guess not. I actually have like Control-Shift-R bound to a ready check on my other character. 1, 2, 3, 4. We doing this in first person? I mean, we already did Sastasha first person, so I mean, Nah, I kind of want to just be able to showcase the place this time around. Alright. We are going to do... Oh! I don't have stance on. We're going to show the actual progression of mechanics and stuff. So we're going to hit that little note there. The captain likes his cabbage green. Because even if I was a strong tank, like, we still have a low-level healer. And even if our healer was high level, I'm a low-level tank. I would hope not. Like, look at that! Is that just ether? Looks really cool. We're just going to show the regular route. Because there's no point in, like, going there just to pick up the clam to do nothing. So most people will just avoid that group right there. One over here can be ignored. There is, in fact, a treasure coffer. But what you're forgetting is, hey! What you're forgetting is that we actually just geared up to the level of the gear that is in Sastasha. So we don't have any reason to go get said treasure. This one can sometimes be obnoxious for that reason, because as you're trying to do the mechanic here to unlock the boss, enemies can be popping out. So we come here and we have a red coral, a blue coral, and a green coral. That note behind us was what said, the captain likes his cabbage green. It's a hint of which color you need to hit. So if you get it wrong, an enemy will appear and it just takes extra time. When you get it right, this thing appears, you hit the thing, and then the boss comes. So, is it worth it to go check the note? It can be. If you're an experienced group, you can probably just have your healer or a DPS running, check the note, and then catch up. But you have a 1/3 chance of getting it right, and if it's wrong, it's a short enemy kill, and then you have a 50% chance of getting it right. Where are my men? Where are my maidens? We're gonna go big, everybody, so we're gonna practice our best defensive. We're going to pop this cooldown too. Okay, spam that cure. It also helps if you're not focusing on like 400 different things while you're streaming. Drag this guy all the way over to the door on this side. And that'll save some time as you take him out halfway by the time you get there. Alright. So let's take a quick look back around. So you can see that this is like their storehouse area, and then there's like a little prison thing back here, and there are women just like standing around here. And hey look, treasure chests. And again, we don't need them because we are already geared up. I'm not going to be able to get both of these archers, am I? Let's see if line of sight makes a difference. No, not really. Oh, I think I hit them both. But, like, just look at the amount of stuff. They've been raiding a lot. I think this is the one where they talk to each other. Get them gropers off me, grog. Yeah, so they're... I drink what I want. They're literally just fighting themselves. Take the women alive. What women? Like, we literally could just not touch them, and then they would take care of themselves. So I think it's funny that you just have this side room full of pirates who start fighting each other. And like, given that they don't even touch you, you could literally just pop in here, grab the treasure chest, and go. And then there's key to the hole and the hole, which is literally just... I mean, it's there for thematics, but it's really just kind of pointless to make you click there and there. It's pretty sad. Here are 3 Lalafell young maidens. Am I free? What did I do to deserve this? Forgive me, my lord. I did not mean to offend. Thank the 12, this nightmare is over. What shall it be tonight, Captain? You're not the captain. Which tells you exactly how they're being treated. is if you drag the captain over here to begin with, then when the dogs come out, you're just already in position to pick them all up. Keep at it, nose to the grindstone, bootstraps, something, something, something. Yep, mapping the realm, Sastasha. Get a big open view. Nice ocean views. You know, we'll take a moment and explore after we clear out this lot. One thing I will say about the streaming HUD is that I do have things clustered together a lot, so you can really only see a small portion, and I apologize for that, but I've got so many elements on my screen. There's really not much, but just, you know, some storage here. And then we're going to have a cutscene. You'll note unnatural ripples. We're going to just show people how they work. Just, even though most of the time you can just burn right through it, we're going to have somebody be on ripples. You sully our spawning grounds, shore walker. My limit gauge is behind my map. So I'm just going to make that bigger and noticeable, because it's been full the whole time. So you can see these unnatural ripples are going off, and it's gonna spawn enemies if we let them go. So that's why somebody goes over and grabs them. Now, note that the game has changed a ton, and so you don't actually have to do it, because you can burn through the boss, and the added guys won't be an issue. I just wanted to showcase that that's what you do. In fact, I don't know that these ones got done, so we'll probably see an enemy pop up out of there. You can see. But look, they come blasting out of there. All my hotkeys. And we've done it. Look at the size of those ships. Let's roll on out of here. We just finished with Sastasha. I don't know if you've been lurking, but that's where we are. Such a task was on the books. Was, mind. I'm afraid that ship has sailed already, friend. This is another group of adventurers. We mean to write a legend which will inspire adventurers as yet unborn to follow our shining example. Do you have such a goal? Large or small, it matters not. Only have a star to reach for, and you will reach higher. On behalf of Limsa, I thank you for shedding some light on this mystery. Party Finder unlocked. Alright, ready to hear about that job then? Like I said, the request comes from our sister guild in Gridania. We wish for you to nip a potential threat to Gridania in the bud. Beneath the central shroud there lies an underground burial site called the Tam-Tara Deepcroft, doomsday cult which sprung up prior to the calamity. These zealots have proven themselves dangerous in the past, and we leave them to their own devices at our peril. Or not the quests, the classes. A message from Jandalin, you say? He's lost another one? Okay, and then we'll pop down south again. Hey look, these two again. Isildur. Childish curiosity prompted me to commit the most elementary blunders. Were it not for the fruit that Aliane found, my adventures may well have ended in this forbidden place. You took the prize back in Limsa, but this time we will give you the better sport, or I am no true adventurer. Well, sorry to tell you, but you're no true adventurer, because we're going in right now. The Tam-Tara Deepcroft. I actually don't know what this orb is and what these things are. I am going to stop here. And we're just going to let that cure spam go. Kyrie's got this, she's a good healer. How much time I spend making a guide on a class, and I still do the little things like incorrectly. Nice little hub for us to sit in. Yes, refreshing. And it's up to my I'm drowning. Yeah, so they say that they use this as like a cemetery or whatever, and like you can see the twin adder symbol here, but there's only like a few like sepulchers. I mean, we know it's a cultist orb because it says it, but what does it do? It passes some kind of ether to there. Maybe they're trying to, I don't know, kind of the ethereal field protecting the cultist orb has weakened. Because as we learn more about primals, you know, it's basically learning your desperation and wishes kind of given physical form. Well, if they believe so strongly in Dalamud, would they not be wanting Dalamud, then putting their ether and their faith and prayers in Dalamud, thus creating a primal of that moon? Maybe before we say goodbye, I'll take a look at the wiki and see if there's any like lore snippets on Tam-Tara. We'll take a stop right here because there's another little area to explore. I just threw out a stun because it was weavable and because it stopped somebody for 5 seconds, which means 5 seconds of no damage. Because that's about 2 attacks they won't get off. Something I covered in a short, and even I don't use it as often as I should. I'm gonna grab one of these guys. Let's take them all the way. This rosary, which unlocks their seal. And like how far down that is. Like that is absurd. They dug too deep. I'm imagining a Balrog is going to pop up any second now. Alright, we'll get the cultist orbs. 1 and 2. So this orb is a summoning circle, basically, who summons me from the void. So inconspicuous imps pop. This is your first time of seeing a tether. This tether means you gotta kill the imp because Galvanth is immune to damage otherwise. And it's okay for the tank to go help out. The Galvanth only has like single target attacks and telegraphed AoEs, which he doesn't use very often, so it's fine. But when the other enemies appear with the tethers, it's important that you pick up the other enemies more so than, you know, get the tether guy. So like this one, pick up these 2/3. Just make sure we have all the enemies. And then, yeah. This guy's got such little health, I'm just going to switch back and forth between him and the boss so that I can hit him with an auto attack and not have to waste one of my abilities on such low health. And it worked! Since its establishment during the Gelmoran times, this subterranean crypt has been used for generations, even though there's very few actual, like, sepulchres in there. Since the Calamity, however, the tunnels become overrun with the Lambs of Dalamud, which we know. Rising to infamy as the sun set on the 6th astral era, these twisted souls kidnapped hapless citizens to offer their blood as blood sacrifices to hasten their god's coming. With Dalamud's fiery destruction, however, their prophecy went unfulfilled, and it appeared as though the flock would scatter to the winds. The flames of fanaticism are not easily extinguished, and the embittered cultists swore revenge on those who denied them their salvation, plotting to use the remains of the dead to call forth a dread void sent. There was a purification performed upon his corpse. Interesting. And then there's more lore for hard mode, but interesting, the Galvanth is actually a human, given void sent vet, and then used as a vessel, basically. I wonder if these are Gelmoran. I wonder if the Twin Adders just took inspiration from Gelmora in creating their stuff. Awesome, we got through 2 whole dungeons. We ignored a lot of, you know, Gridania and Limsa and any hunt logs and things, but we'll pick up on those as we unlock the classes in each of those zones. So we'll just kind of play it by ear next time, and thanks for joining today. I think we'll call that good. And I'll see you next time.